certain
I
shit.
know he's going to. I know he's going to record this, so
So you
I
want
got
to
to
look
keep it
like a
clean.
complete nerd. All right, yes, we got that. With the glasses and everything.
You know I like glasses. You already know
Hmm.
that.
With the
I used to have
fucking,
an.
you
I,
have to
I,
be hot in that shit, dude. It's like 100 degrees over in Africa, and you're wearing like fucking,
a turtleneck.
yeah. You gotta be hot.
It's cool in here. It's hot
Okay.
outside.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
hot
Sounds good.
outside. It's cool in here.
Okay.
All right, so we'll go over real quick. So we both on the same page. This is your practice run. Basically, you're gonna show me that. Did you do the? So you did one chapter, right?
Yes. With the first book, which is the Eric Johnson strategy, I took the first outline, right, which is never ignoring getting goals accomplished, and then I wrote down.
All right.
I
Well, no,
broke that.
no, no. So just kind of give an introduction. This is Joseph's chapter one. Never ignorant getting goals accomplished, and he's going to teach us what that is. Go ahead.
All right. So never ignoring getting goals accomplished, right? That's one of the Forever Young making money like rules, right? So what we mean by never getting goals accomplished is what you want or you have, not what you want, what you need to actually do to get goals accomplished, right? So in order to do that, you have to actually do it step by step. You can't just jump from one place to the other. You have to do it from step to step. So the first step you'd have to go with is goal setting, right? Goal setting should be your first step, right? So with goal setting, this is essential to a life with purpose and meaning. So if you have a life without goals, then it means you're living a life without a purpose and a life without a meaning. I don't know if you guys get what I'm saying.
We can't answer you, nigga.
So so with that said, the main point you have to consider with goal setting is consider your main goals you want to achieve. Goals shouldn't be Goals setting should be part of your life. It should be relevant and meaningful to you, right? So with that said, you'd have to make sure that if you know that you really want to achieve something, then there should be goal setting in your life, right?
Now,
So
Leah, we in a meeting. Excuse me. I'm sorry.
so the next thing is, how do you want to spend your working hours, right? In order to achieve your goal, how would you want to spend your working hours? Would you want to play out there, sit out there, drink with people, or would you want to sit and work and then make a living, right? Or to accomplish your goal. The next thing is, what areas do you want to spend your time learning more about? Because you know your goals and you know what areas you want to learn about. So what areas do you think you're supposed to learn about? That's the next point. And then what type of people do you want to associate with or hang out with? That's one thing I learned from Mary Johnson. Who's not forgetting who's in the room. So if I sit there and I want to sit there with people who don't talk about like things that are going to help me accomplish my goals, and rather sit there talk about drinks, party, girls, while you think you have a goal, then you're not with the right people, right? So with this said, this is the first steps with never getting goals accomplished. Now to the next step, it says get it all written down on paper, right? Get all your goals written down on paper. And what that does is this helps you force your brain to exactly do what you expect to accomplish. When you write your goals down on a paper and you keep reading on that paper, it keeps telling you, your brain keeps telling you and reminding you have a goal to accomplish. You have a goal to accomplish. That's when it's on the paper. But then when you don't write them down, you might forget them at any time, right? So this is also a way of making your goals stick in your mind and get your brain working on how to make this happen. Just like I said. Now you are 42% more likely to achieve your goals if they are written down. even without doing anything, you are 42. That's by research. You are 42% closer to your goals when they are written down, right? So if you don't write your goals down, then it means you are 42% away from reaching your goals, right? With the third one, it says brainstorming. Brainstorm what needs to happen. If you want to be a football player, you have to think about where to find a field, where to train, how to get a ball, how to get cones, like how to get, you need to train. So you have to brainstorm about all these things so that you know that yes, this is what I'm supposed to do. This is what I'm supposed to be doing, right? And you know what you want to accomplish. No, sorry, needs to know what you want to accomplish. It's your goal, so you know what you want to accomplish. Begin to strategize what needs to happen to reach that goal. Without strategizing it, it's impossible. You need to strategize it. That is why Johnson says 6 strategies to conquer life. You need strategies, so you have to have strategies you're going to follow up to accomplish your goals. Now, brainstorming helps you identify the main steps you need to take, because it's like you driving outside your house. You can't just jump outside the house. You might need to go through your room, your main gate, your main door, and then your main gate, and then now you're on the streets. So that's what it does, right? So brainstorming helps you identify your main steps you need to take, the kind of steps you need to take. Okay, I want to play ball. I need to wake up every morning by 5 a.m., go to the field, do some training, try to play some soccer, come back home, do this. That is what you need to be doing, like brainstorming, not actually going on the field, but thinking of it. That's what I'm trying to say. Now, prioritizing your steps in the right order. When I say prioritizing your steps in the right order, if maybe you have 5 steps, one says wake up in the morning. Second one says eat in the next thing. Third one says maybe relax for a while. Fourth one says go for a walk. Fifth one says try and do something. Amongst these 5, you have to watch which ones to prioritize. If there are different, if there are different steps, you would have to say, okay, no, maybe my first step should be when I wake up in the morning, I take a shower, I take a shit, excuse me to say. The next thing, I think I have to work for maybe an hour or 2, because by that time people will be asleep. Then it means I'm ahead of them. The third thing, I need to try and make money through some other means. So you have to prioritize the steps. And these steps are the steps that are leading you to your main goal, right? So with that said, that's the third thing, the third main chapter on the never ignorant getting goals accomplished. Now on the fourth one, it says, come up with an action plan. Not the action yet, but come up with an action plan, right? So come up with an action plan. An action plan is your roadmap to your goal. Your action plan is, okay, right now I know I don't have money. What am I going to do to start this investment? You don't have money. But then when you come up with the action plan, maybe on your action plan, you'd be like, maybe, okay, let me try and ask D21 if he can help me in any way, not even financially, but maybe even if he has some advice or a way I could do that, right? So if you have your action plans, when I get some money, this is what I'm supposed to put the money in first so that it brings income flow. And then now I know I can invest in something else. That is an action plan. You've not taken the action yet, but then it just has a little bit to do with brainstorming, but then this is an action plan. It's another step. Then the next step says, think of smaller goals and breaking bigger objectives into smaller ones, right? So you want to become like C. Ronaldo. You can't just jump and then be C. Ronaldo. Hell no, it doesn't work like that, right? What this means is you have to do it through steps, right? You have to break the goals down. If it's okay, it's like exercising. Maybe Eric can run me maybe 20 miles a day. I can't run 20 miles a day. So what I have to do is, okay, I have to try and catch up with Eric. But to be able to catch up with Eric, I would have to do maybe 5 miles. He does 20. I do 5. Now I know I'm perfect with 5. Then I give myself another target. I go to maybe 10. I try, get to 10. Then I add another 5. So before you realize, now you are 20, and then you catch up, and you're on the same level, right? So you break down the goals, the bigger goals, into smaller ones, and then make sure you achieve the smaller goals in order to it alerts you that you are on the right path getting to the bigger goal, right?
Good shit.
Now the next step says be specific about what you want to achieve each step at a time. I repeat again, it says each step at a time. Be specific about what you want to achieve each step at a time. If it's like I said, if it's soccer you want to play, you have to know what to do at each time, right? You don't just take a ball in your bedroom and then you think you're on the field. No, that's like you have to be specific. All right, when I wake up, I have to walk to the football field. That's like maybe a mile away from home. I have to hold my ball, my football boots. I have to do this. I have to do that. And then you go and then you do some little training and then you come back home. You keep training until you know that right now you are fit enough to talk to a coach or a manager or someone who can help you or promote you. Because when you don't be specific about how you would want to break each step down, how do you get to that level to be seen? The world cannot see you, right? So that's the last one on that. And then with the fifth step, never ignorant getting goals accomplished. 5 steps. We're doing 10 steps, but with today's class, we discussed only 5. So with the fifth steps, it says, make it measurable, right? Make it measurable. Create benchmarks for yourself in order to ensure that each step you accomplish is steady building the bigger vision. Let me repeat that. Create benchmarks for yourself in order to ensure that each step you accomplish is steady building you to the bigger vision. So if you understand what you're doing, you create those benchmarks. After every benchmark, you know how closer you are to the bigger vision. Without doing that, you cannot even count. You cannot measure it. You cannot even know what you've done because you didn't set the benchmarks, right? So the next is you need to set milestones and make mini goals measurable so that you know if you are getting off track, right? You need to set milestones and make mini goals measurable so you know if you're getting off track or not. By doing that, when you have the mini goals, you know that, like, let's say I have a target that this week this is what I'm going to do. If I have the goals broken down into daily goals, when I come home, I assess myself and be like, what did I do my time today? I did this, I did that, I did this. Does it actually help, or is it helping me in any way to the closer to the bigger goal? Yes or no? Then you know that you're not doing the right thing, right? So the next thing says set deadlines that are reasonable but keep you moving. So set deadlines that are reasonable but keep you moving. Okay, I'd be like, when I wake up every morning, I will write 20 pages, maybe let's say in the morning. And then if I wake up, and then maybe somewhere around noon, I write another 20 pages. And then maybe somewhere around evening, I write 20 pages, right? And then with each of these 20 pages, I have to set deadlines. I have to make sure if it's from 6 to 8, I have to make sure by 8 o'clock or before 8 o'clock, I'm done with it. So that when you set a deadline, after some time, it becomes like a habit. Once you wake up, automatically you know you're supposed to do this between this time, so that you know what the next other hours you have can be used for or will be used for in order to achieve your goal, right? So the next step says, what is your target time frame for completing your overall goal? Is it 10 years? Is it 5 years? Is it 2 years? How many years do you think it's going to take you to accomplish the main goal? So what's your target time frame? All right, maybe let's say with the Me Too music, I could say, okay, let's say I give myself 2 years. If I put my all into it, I'm supposed to make this. So with these 2 years, you are supposed to know how you're going to break down every aspect of what you are supposed to do in order to accomplish this goal, because excuses are not accepted. So when you work with excuses, then you don't know what you're actually doing, because this is a goal you are trying to accomplish, right? So when you do that, it makes everybody get to know that. No, it makes you get to know that, yes, I'm actually working towards my time frame. I know it's 2 years, but right now it's already 1 year, 4 months, and I think I'm almost done. Then it means you're doing very well. But then when you know you have 2 years to achieve your major goal, and you are 1 year, 9 months, and they are not even halfway your goal, then you should know that you cannot accomplish it. And that is what we are talking about. You shouldn't be ignorant about accomplishing the goals, right? So the next step says, set dates which may be weeks, months, or years from now, just like we said. So you have to set your dates, you have to set your weeks, you have to set your months. So after doing all that, then you know that, okay, it will take me 2 weeks to start exercising, maybe to run up 1 mile. You set up that time. You make sure that all dates, and then you make sure that whatever you're doing within this time is building towards the major vision, because you are breaking everything into steps, right? So the bigger vision is always there, or the bigger goal is always there, but to accomplish it, you have to have your own way of breaking it down. So you have to set dates or weeks or months, years, whatever time you think is going to take you, and you make sure if you really want to accomplish it, then you have to accomplish it. Now, the next is, each mini goal should have a target date. So if I have 10 songs to make in a week, and I make sure, and I want to finish these 10 songs in a week, I can't be like, okay, I can do that. I can do that in a week in 10 days. And like, I can do 10 tracks in 10 days. No. I'm supposed to set dates. Maybe on the 1st of July, I'm supposed to be done with the first track. On the 3rd of July, I'm supposed to be done with the second track. Maybe let's say on the 4th, I might be done with half a track. And then maybe by the 5th, I should be done with about 8 tracks. So, because when you start, once you get into it, your brain automatically helps you to do it. So, when you start, and then like you follow what you're supposed to do, as in have a target, then you know what you're doing. Your mini goal should also have a target date. So you have dates that, okay, by this is 10 days. Within the 10 days, I'm supposed to finish, but then every day there should be a date for every mini goal. So when you're able to achieve every mini goal by the date you set for it, if it's 6 years you set for the major goal, then you know that with the time you're setting for each smaller goal, you know how closer you are getting to the bigger goal. So that tells you that time is also very important with that. So this brings us to the end of the 5 steps. It's actually 10, but this is the 5 steps class we had today. So never ignorant, getting goals accomplished. With that said, and with what we have explained, I think if you're rational and then you really want to get something accomplished, this should be able to help you. So in our next class, which we're going to talk about the next 5 steps under the same topic, which is never ignorant, getting goals accomplished, we are going to discuss about the other 5 steps and how it's going to help you to accomplish your goals. All right, thank you. This is Joseph Paul Mensah, and then this is the first class on never ignorant, getting accomplished on the first book, which is Derek Johnson's Strategy. All right, thank you.